right, the playoffs are in full swing, and the biggest questions tonight are who's playing? Victor Wembanyama, Austin Reeves, Kevin Durant, all listed as questionable, while Joel Embiid was upgraded to doubtful for tonight. And with that, we have our senior insider, Shams Charania, joining us here on the show. I'm George Sedano, in for Malika Andrews today. Shams, tonight could certainly be determined by who plays, starting with the literal biggest question tonight in San Antonio. What's the latest on Victor Wembanyama's concussion?
George, I'm told Victor Wembanyama participated in shoot-around this morning in Portland, and this is literally just going to come down to whether Wemby can clear concussion protocol in time. It's been just over 66 hours since he entered concussion protocols, but there are strict guidelines. He has to pass neurological exams. He's got to exert himself physically. He's taken positive steps. He's checking boxes. And the reality is, you know, if Wemby is traveling with the team, he wants to try to play either in Game 3 or Game 4. When you look at the Lakers-Rockets series, Austin Reeves is on his way. He's getting closer to coming back from a grade 2 oblique injury. My understanding is Austin Reeves is trying to play in Game 3 tonight. If not Game 3, then Game 4. He started on-court work in the last several days. He's progressed through it. There's been no setbacks. So you think about the timeline that Austin Reeves had earlier this month, 4 to 6 weeks. He definitely has a chance to beat that by a hair. Elsewhere in this series, Kevin Durant, we know he missed Game 1 with a knee contusion. I'm told he suffered a sprained ankle with just over 7 minutes left in Game 2, and he had some swelling in that ankle on Thursday. That swelling has gone down today. He is hopeful, and of course he's going to try to play here as the Lakers are up 2-0 in this series as it shifts back to Houston. And then in the Eastern Conference, we have an injury in the Celtics 76ers series that we all know about to a big man. That's Joel Embiid. He is listed doubtful. We know he had surgery for appendicitis about 2 weeks ago, but it is up in the air whether he's going to be able to play or not. I'm told he participated in 76ers shoot-around this morning. He has some treatment this afternoon, and then he's going to see when he gets to the arena, is he going to be able to warm up to try to play? It's a 1-1 series. You know Joel Embiid wants to try to give it a chance if he can, and he's healthy, whether it's tonight or in Game 4.
Appreciate the info, Shams. Thank you so much. All right, let's get to what we do know. Chiney, what's your best Hawk impression? Is it better than that?
Favorite voice, girl.
Was that good? No?
Pretty good.
All right, let's head to the A, okay? CJ McCollum and company, here he is going to work right away, Chiney.
One of the shiftiest players in the NBA. Some things are seasoned in time, and he's saying, ain't no way he can guard me. Well, that is a fact at this point.
I mean, they traded Trae Young, and they got back a guy who's doing his best Trae Young right now.
Yeah.
True.
No doubt about it. And look, the Hawks were just on fire here to start this game. Here's a corner shot there from Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
They were just a step faster.
Yeah.
Period of this game here, certainly in that third quarter there.
Now, deja vu, we've seen this before. Here come the Knicks, though.
Good minutes from Deuce McBride. Good minutes from OG Anunoby, knocking down threes. Those are the most important shot for them. But that block right there was huge.
Yeah.
And then this is an even better reset.
Anunoby was insane in this game. He gets the loose ball there off the block. But Anunoby, the kick out here. McBride, another three.
And then you started feeling maybe it's New York's time. Maybe they can
I thought they were
back.
after that shot. That's when I thought they got it.
Now, Brunson goes to work. The
Not
spin,
this shot. Not
the
this
hoop,
shot.
and the horn. Knicks looking for a fourth 18-point comeback in the last two postseasons. Next play, though, Jalen Johnson drives to the rim, gets denied, but gets it back.
Stayed with it, the hustle of the Hawks.
All right, so here, let's take a look at this last play. What are you seeing here, Chiney?
I'm seeing that Quinn Snyder was in his bag. He kept the best defenders away from the play so that C.J. McCollum could get downhill and get to his kill spot.
Look who's
There it is.
defending that play, though.
Yeah, by design.
Smart
move.
guy on him.
One guy.
He just did this to you last game.
Yeah. The Knicks have one more shot here. Brunson tries to get it to Hart, can't get it. Here come the Hawks, and this will be it.
Tough look. That's how they should have defended CJ.
A lot of white jerseys there. A lot of white jerseys.
Yeah, Kuminga and Alexander Walker there to come up with the loose ball. The Hawks become the first team to win consecutive playoff games by exactly 1 point since LeBron James's Cavaliers did it back in 2006 in consecutive overtime wins over the Wizards. CJ McCollum, who had both game winners for Atlanta, spoke after the game.
I'm comfortable with failure, and I'm comfortable with success. I've played for a long time. I really cherish the game, and I know I'm closer to the end than the beginning. So I think for me, it's just about maximizing each day, maximizing your talents, and just really working. I think the team has a huge faith and belief in me and my talent and my ability, and I think they appreciate my approach. And I think, for me, throughout the game, down the stretch, whatever coach draws up, I'm living with it.
Like the way we fought back, but there's a lot of things that go throughout the game that myself can be better at, and missed opportunity for sure.
Tough loss for the Knicks for sure. We're joined here at the desk. You already heard Chiney Ogwumike, Ramona Shelburne, Bobby Marks, George Sedano in for Malika. So, Ramona, how do the Hawks have a 2-1 lead?
Well, they're playing fast. They have an identity out there. They've been playing great in the second half of the season. And I think the Knicks look like a team that expected to win this series. When you fall behind, you kind of know you can come back because you've got guys like Jalen Brunson. You've got OG Anunoby was playing great, but you can't fall behind against a team like this. It reminds me a little bit the way the Hawks are playing, of the way the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing. Long, athletic, fast. There's Kuminga. I mean, every time in Golden State, they're probably watching this going, oh. But they have an identity, and the Knicks right now don't. And I think that's the difference in this series.
The New York Knicks are experiencing, unfortunately at the worst time, a regression, especially a number of their stars are regressing. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Hawks are having a renaissance behind CJ McCollum, who has been phenomenal. And there are a couple of plays where we can break this down the stretch where he has been the clutch player, where people thought it would be Jalen Brunson. Here, he's been cooking 81 points through 3 games. So what do? You send the double team, but he's not panicked. Again, you heard him in the press conference. He's poised. He's going to get to a spot, put on the brake, skirt. Look how much room he created to knock down this shot with under 3 left. But let's talk about the actual shot, because again, the best defenders were off and out of the play. Here, you got to pressure the ball to make this at least difficult and get CJ moving from behind. Nice little butt screen by Kuminga, and then you go downhill, and then you have a small person. So all he has to do is elevate to knock down the most important shot of the game. I love this play from CJ McCollum. A lot of people sort of looked at the Atlanta Hawks and said, what are they going to do the second half of the season? Where they bet on defense, they bet on CJ McCollum being a true leader, someone who's formerly been the president of the MBPA. And then now moving forward, you bought time for a big signature game from a guy like Jalen Johnson too. So they've been sort of like easing their way in behind the leadership of CJ.
That's the first time I've ever heard butt screen, but also accurate. But great. So
we say it all the time. Have you heard of butt screen?
I've heard that.
Yeah, butt screen. If you got it, you might as well use it. You know what I'm saying?
You got it, use it, no doubt. Hawks are soaring. The Knicks seem to be drowning at the moment, Bobby. But what do you make of their lineup situation at the moment?
Well, there's a lot. Every game is kind of different, right? As far as different strategy, different adjusting lineups. I think for New York, their core 5, which includes Mikal Bridges, we didn't see him in the fourth quarter down the stretch here. And I think when you look at it here, this was something that stood out. Minus 11 with the starters here. And what Mike Brown did, he put in Deuce McBride. And we saw McBride guard C.J. McCollum at the end. We can debate as far as if that was the right move here. And now look at that. Plus 24 with the other players here. And I think that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on when we get to game 4, is if we see more McBride and less Bridges here. But, I mean, there's a lot of things that went wrong for New York. 10-0 in the third quarter for transition points. There was a big stretch there. The other thing that really stood out, and certainly that last possession there, in games with shot clock below 4 seconds or less, they are leading the league in field goal attempts. So you look at this offense that becomes a little bit discombobulated here, and a lot has to attribute to that.
Yeah, and that's a tough spot for a guy who the team traded 5 first-round picks for.
You trade for him. You trade for him to be in a spot like that at the end of the game, not to be on the bench.
You guys, lastly, did anyone feel weird? I know it was still statistically good numbers between Kuminga and Karl-Anthony Towns, but that matchup blew my mind. The fact that they're able to guard a center with Jonathan Kuminga, who's probably 6'7" at best, maybe 6'6". I know. I can't do it. Did it. But like Karl-Anthony Towns, you might be productive shooting, but like, why don't you have an offense where he can punish guys on a block? So it's not always Jalen Brunson trying to do his dance to try to score. It's now you have
Who's that on
options.
then? Who's that on? Is that on Towns or is that on the play calls?
I think Towns has been going with the new coaching change and just dealing with what it is. But at sometimes you got to pivot and just realize I'm that dude. And that matchup to me was fascinating.
By the way, Knicks fans, as you can imagine, not thrilled. And Bobby, I know you analyzed the lineups. Ben Stiller also not thrilled with the lineups, as we see here as he tweeted. So All right, coming up, from bold words after game 2 to backing it up, Jaden McDaniels versus Denver and how he is reigniting this rivalry again for game 4. And everything in Spurs-Blazers could come down to one question. Is Wemby playing? The twist, that might not be what decides game 3, actually. Plus, imagine hitting a 3 in a playoff game and finding out your brother just went top 10 in the NFL draft. Cavs' Jalen Tyson joins us next on that surreal crossover moment.
Oh, cool.